Well, hello. How are you? It's been a little while. I'm actually going to look it up on my phone so that way we can have an actual date. It's been a while since we've had a YouTube upload. It's been even longer since we've done a Destiny upload. But now I know. Okay, it's been 2 months. Now I know, what we want to talk about. I needed this season to play out long enough for me to be able to comfortably make this video because I have a hard time. I always want to give people the benefit of the doubt. And I really wanted to hold off that Season of the Worthy would be super dope. It is not. There are an innumerable amount of things that are wrong with Season of the Worthy. And in my opinion, many of them are the cumulative payoffs of poor choices that have been made again and again and again and again. Now, I want to preface all this with this statement. This is not new. This is what spring summer has looked like for the Destiny universe, essentially since its inception. Ever since the drought of content before the Taken King, which happened the exact same time of year, Destiny has proven very incapable of delivering hyper engaging high-end content during this season. This is the season, this is the part of the year where everyone in the community gets upset because they're frustrated because nothing is in the game that they want. And that's fair. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about first the number one thing that people wanted in the game, and now they have it, and, well, it's really split the community. I have said, and you can go back and you can check videos of me playing Destiny 1 when they did the Destiny 2 reveal, and they said that they said Trials was coming back. There is video that is years old of me saying this exact same thing. Trials of Osiris was not going to fix PvP in Destiny. There was a lot of concern when it came to Trials of Osiris returning. Primarily the gear wasn't going to be good enough, or that on PC things were going to be really tough because there was going to be rampant hacking and DDoSing, and all of that happened. It did. Trials of Osiris needed a sweeping change to its investment structure and a sweeping change to how cheaters are dealt with, or bad actors are dealt with in order to have a successful launch. It had neither of those. Now, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy Trials. There's plenty of people that are enjoying Trials. But after having months of conversation, here's the situation. Here's what people wanted, in my opinion. Here's what people have told me they wanted. And here's what I think works, especially now that we have this new seasonal format for Destiny. Okay? People wanted Trials back because they wanted the feeling of going to the lighthouse and the bragging rights that came along with it, right? They wanted the gear. They wanted the experience. They wanted all this stuff. But unfortunately, nostalgia is volatile fuel, and it burns really quick. You can tell that this is true because a large majority of individuals that played Trials originally came back, played one weekend of it, and said, no, that's not for me. That is not what I remember. That was not fun. And I don't want to come back. This is not saying that there aren't people who disagree. I need you to understand that. There are people who like Trials the way it is right now, and that is okay. But individuals, content creators, folks that were just ecstatic that this was returning are finding other things to do every weekend after playing Trials every weekend for 3 years straight. Right? Okay. What I think needed to happen was people said, I want Trials back, but since video games are art, they want the feeling of Trials back, which means they want a feeling of competitive PvP, of fire in your belly, of earning something with your prowess, right? So since, I don't know, a while ago, I have been advocating for this idea. And now that we have a seasonal format, it makes even more sense. I would like to see Bungie release a curated ranked playlist that maybe goes right here, where they are in control of the game mode, the match type, the scoring, the time, whatever. This bubble can be anything, but you have to queue into that bubble in order to compete in a straight ranked gaming like competition system. Okay. And everyone's like, well, other games do that. Yes. And so does every sport. Tournaments and seasonal tournaments work and they matter. Okay. It's called March Madness for a reason. We have a ranked system in the game that pays off seasonally. You have to fight for your rank. You have the top 25% of players get a payout. The top 10 get a better payout. The top 3% get an even better payout. And the top 1% get an astronomically beautiful reward that is maybe no stronger than anything else, or maybe it is, but it is the ultimate prestige. This is FOMO that I think people understand. Because when you win the tournament, you get the cup. And right now, if you win the tournament, it feels like you're being handed a wooden cup. It doesn't feel like you're being handed something that was specially crafted for a Guardian that just wants to tear people apart and is just fucking incredible. That's why people miss adept weapons. And I realize all this is being worked on. So this was problem one. Trials came back in a situation that I personally view as unwinnable. And I do believe bringing back Trials was the wrong choice. I said that for a long time, so I don't feel like saying it now is mean. Although I'm sure there might be one or two people who disagree with me, and that's cool. I don't care. So let's go on to the other part of this season. The part that you know, everyone's like, I don't know, like, another PvE event. Another PvE event that is stand on plates and interact with towers. Another PvE event that is stand on plates, interact with towers, collect icons, and rank up a screen of seasonal rewards. Now, this system is basically what was introduced when they introduced the idea of seasonal events, when we're the Vex Offensive, things like that. This is just how it is, right? But when it came out with the Vex Offensive, the idea was that it would be iterated upon in a way, and I suppose quickly enough, that the concepts would stay fresh, right? And now we're in this situation where we're far down the tunnel, and you know, we're coming up on the season, and everybody's doing all this other stuff, and honestly, there's no real compelling reason to log in every day, you know, to get stuff. Now, we have this storytelling that's happening in game, which is beautiful. We have really interesting and exciting lore moments, which are also cool. But the primary issue is that there isn't anything behind all of these systems to make them feel rewarding. The same investment systems that were here previous are here now. Okay, and here's what I mean. Destiny is always incredibly fun when you have power to chase, gear to chase, which Bungie is now attempting to address with sunsetting. So you want to have things to chase, but it just sort of seems like you already have everything. Or why do I bother? Yeah, these weapons I can get from Rasputin, you're about to see how much I've played this season. These weapons that you can get from Rasputin, I don't care about them. These bounties, I don't care about them. The lore behind some of the stuff is cool, but like, what is the why? And I get that the why is the story, and maybe I'm not engaged, and there's this whole like loop of feedback that can be contained in there. But the bottom line is, getting gear in Destiny doesn't feel rewarding. And occasionally getting gear in Destiny is incredibly frustrating. My obvious next point is the Fellwinter's Lie quest. Now, I haven't even completed this because I was going to on the day of, and we all know what happened. Destiny is also at a place where its footing seems very loose. A lot of things are being missed or dropped. A lot of quests and items are being launched with bugs or the inability to complete those things. And while I understand deeply that it is impossible to control every variable and sometimes things screw up, at the end of the day, the consumer doesn't care once you've burned out their goodwill. And that is something that I think is fundamentally different about what this season is compared to previous content droughts, or however you want to define it. Here's the problem. When Destiny 1 came out and it had its issues and it had its missteps and it had its failures, there was something that everyone could say that made sense and is universally accepted. Well, they're new at this. This is all new and exciting, and it's very different, and I understand and I love the quirks about this game. And it's part of the enjoyment, you know, the loot cave, all of that stuff ended up being immortalized in the game because it was part of its growth and development. It's part of its childlike experience of taking its first few steps. Well, now we have an adult game in this metaphor. We have an adult that should be able to feed itself, clothe itself, pay its rent, all that stuff. The point is there is expectation. You've been doing this for a while now, so it should work. And whether that's a reasonable expectation or not, it doesn't change that is a fundamental processing point for all human beings. After you expect someone who's been doing something for years to be better at it than when they started. And yet we have experiences like the Fellwinter's Lie quest. And other situations where things are bugged or blocked or broken. And people just say, I want to play this game. I want to enjoy myself. And I can't because it keeps breaking. And it's unfortunate that the Fellwinter's Lie quest, something that was probably designed and implemented to bring back a lot of veteran players who had a passion for that gun. Clearly, it was a interesting plot point. The embodiment of the AI intelligence as a savior. Very religious. Good job, Bungie. And so we're here. We're here in the middle of Season of the Worthy, which doesn't feel good. I have put less time into this season than any other season. I actually didn't play for about 2 months. And I booted it up so we could do this video, and maybe we'll get the Fellwinters today. Maybe we'll get it the day before the new season is out. I'm not really sure. We got 2 weeks to grab it. So that's what went wrong. That's what's wrong with Season of the Worthy. I think that this is the cumulative payoff of a lot of unfortunate choices and circumstances. I also understand that we are under a pandemic and all of that other stuff. So I'm trying to not view this singular incidents in this season as, well, this is why it's wrong. They are payoffs. They are things that have been happening, conversations that have been going on for the Destiny community since its inception. And these answers still have inadequate solutions, and people are frustrated by that. So that's what I think's going on with Season of the Worthy. That's why I haven't been playing it. I am now very much in a I will believe it when I see it, and not a second before that mindset when it comes to any content coming to Destiny, which blows because I used to be able to feel like I could be excited. Now I feel like I need to be cautious just to protect my own mental sanity and emotional state while I'm making content and going about my life. I appreciate all of the work that's gone into Destiny so far. I fundamentally believe, despite all of this, that it is always possible for a second act. It's always possible for a game to return to its fantastic, once was or its new future to be. But Destiny's not there right now. And I really want it to be, because it's a universe that I love, filled with people that I care about, and a community that, I got to be a part of, and help build since the game came out. And I miss all of those things very badly. So, thanks for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell me how much you hated this video below. And I'll talk to you next time. Peace.